Alright guys, in this video we are going to look at the patterns in the Old Testament that are showing us the last days. In the patterns, my buddy Jerry says patterns are prophecy. Prophecy is patterns. He's 100% correct. And today we're going to look at the book of Psalms, the Psalms pattern to the last days. And what happens is that the chapter and verse numbers are coinciding with the years and the events that are in these years. Imagine that. Something written over 2,000 years ago that are showing us the exact pattern of what's going on in the last days. And the way that we can see this pattern is by the chapter and the verse number that it's in. Forget about Nostradamus. Your Bible is way more accurate and way more precise than anything that guy could have came up with. So in Psalms chapter 2, verse 1, now we're going to look at this as the year 2021. And when we go to Psalms chapter 2, verse 2, we're going to look at it as year 2022. And so on. Year 2023, 2024, and 2025. Now the first pattern that I want to show you in these 3 years, 2021, 2022, and 2023, is if you add them up, 2021, 22, and 23, minus the zeros, you get 666. No coincidence. Now let's read what these verses are about. Now we know the events that have taken place in the last 2 to 3 years, coinciding with chapter and verse here. Now let's read the verses and see if it matches up. Why do the heathen rage, and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. Is that not exactly what's happened? The WHO, the WHO, World Health Organization, and the other meetings that all the nations have had, the kings of the earth and the rulers thereof, taking counsel against the Lord and his anointed. The heathen are raging. They're the heathen in God's eyes. That's exactly what has happened from 2021 to 23. And coincidentally, not coincidence though, it adds up to 666. Now let's look at 2024 in Psalms chapter 2, verse 4. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. According to the Bible, in 2024, they will be in derision. And God will be laughing in 2024. You see this pattern? How everything that they're doing and trying to do? Now let's go to Psalms chapter 2, verse 5, or 2025. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath. You see mention of wrath right there in 2025. And vex them in his sore displeasure. That is where I believe that the rapture is at. I've made numerous videos about this, 2025. Coincidentally, this is right in the middle of the Shemitah, the 7-year cycle from 2022 to 2029 or 2030. Right in the middle is 2025. And the 25 pattern goes all throughout the Bible. Romans chapter 11, verse 25 talks about the fullness of the Gentiles and Israel starting to wake up. Also in the 2025 pattern, if we are fruitful and multiply, 20 times 25, it's 500. The number 500 in the Strong's Concordance is Antichrist. Also, along with that, the number 500 is in 1 Corinthians 15. At the resurrection of Jesus, over 500 people witnessed. Interesting how they use the number 500 at the resurrection. 20 times 25. 2025. 500. resurrection. These are all patterns. Also in Genesis chapter 45, which is 20 plus 25, you have a great deliverance. They're all patterns in the Old Testament showing us the last days. This is how God reveals his secrets and mysteries to his prophets. Proverbs chapter 25 verse 2 says, "It is the glory of God to conceal a thing, and it is the honor of kings to search out a matter." Nostradamus is only hundreds of years ago. This is over 2,000 years ago. And it's all right there, exactly what's going on.